Hey everyone, I want to make a follow-up video to the video I recently made and uploaded about X gaming streams VR and how he scammed me. I want to explain why I uploaded it, took it down within, I believe it was about 4 hours, why I re-uploaded it, and I would like to add on to what has happened since that video was originally uploaded. Hopefully clearing up some confusion on why it's back. This should be the last time I talk about this, as I have nothing to expand on this unless Xander comes out and says some crazy stuff. But otherwise, there's really nothing to add to this. I uploaded a video on December 29th exposing how Xander scammed me out of $425 from doing custom modeling work for my protogen. If you are curious to see that video, it's still up. I will link it down in the description, and it might pop up somewhere in the corner. Anyways, about a few hours after the video was uploaded, I received a message from the Nice Wolf asking me if it was okay to contact me and how he has contact with Xander. At this point, I was very, very tired and I was laying in bed, pretty much ready to go to sleep. He told me if Xander apologized to me, this wouldn't happen again with customers, and he would pay me back some of the money, and then asked if I would forgive him and take the video down. I simply told him that Xander needs to contact me and talk to me since this was an issue between him and I and no one else. Much of the conversation with the Nice Wolf was basically him wanting to be on a call with us and asking how much money Xander owes me. I just kept telling him how I wanted to speak to Xander and that the only people who should be talking on the call were Xander and I. After he asked me too many times about how much Xander owes me, I told him that I needed to talk to Xander only about the money. Right before he invited me to his Discord server to talk with Xander and him, he asked if someone else could join, and I said sure. I joined the call, who had the Nice Wolf, Hontor, Xander, and myself. We discussed the issues we had with each other. Xander claimed that he blocked me because I made him uncomfortable with a joke I made. This joke was made back in October during the call we had when he showed me my arm that was on his Nardo Dragon. After he showed me the arm, we sat and talked for about 3 hours. About an hour into the call, Xander showed me where he lived. And I want to make this clear that I never forced Xander to show me where he lives. And he has never forced me to show where I lived. Once he showed me where he lived on Google Maps, I texted him his coordinates and told him don't piss me off. We both laughed, and then he proceeded, without me asking, show me where he goes to college, and then talked all about his college. And then we had normal conversations for the rest of the night in that call. Xander never told me the joke made him uncomfortable until that call with Hontor and the Nice Wolf. I apologized to him for the joke and thought everything was fine since we both moved forward after that night as normal. I, of course, expressed how I was unhappy with how Xander's handling that situation and was not a big fan of the scamming he was doing. The Nice Wolf wanted me to remove the video, which I did, and that was a very dumb move of me to do in that moment, as I was very tired and just wanted to get the call over with and move forward. He wanted Xander and I to discuss how much he should repay me. $225 was thrown out. Xander did not have $225 he could give me, and had to make up a plan to pay me back, as he didn't really have the money. The Nice Wolf wanted us to take a few days for everything to blow over, and to discuss the plan. The Nice Wolf left the call and went to bed. Hontor was happy that the video I made was professional, and that I was professional during the whole call. Xander and Hontor were going to leave the call and go in VR chat, and I was invited to go with them. I tagged along, basically stood there and listened to him talk with Xander's girlfriend. In VR chat, I talked to Xander about his payback plan. I told him if he didn't have the money and could not pay me back, then he could finish the arm and the revolver properly. He said you have to think about it. Later, everyone logged off, and that was the night. On January 2nd, in the evening, Xander contacted me on Discord to ask if I'd be available for a call. He had family stuff going on, and I fell asleep while waiting. He ended up contacting me again at midnight. On the 3rd, which is the next day, he messaged me to tell me that he would not be working on the commission and that he'll be refunding me $225, which I agreed to. He also mentioned that he has the full guns blender file and that he'll be sending it my way once he gets home. Apparently it has 2 gun versions. I did not receive those files until a later day. This is a very common thing with Xander when it comes to my avatar and even his show, which people pay every month on his Patreon. Xander also mentioned he talked to some of his connections and said none of them are interested. He also explained how he'll be handling the refund. The first refund will be $70 that Friday, which was the 10th, and here's proof of that. The next payment will be in February, which will be another $70. And the third payment will be in March, which will be $85. I will keep an update in the comments of this video when I receive those payments. I told him that this will be fine, and then he apologized for giving me a poor experience and said he would do better in the future. During this time, people have seen the video title and thumbnail from when the video was shared in other people's Discord servers by my friends, and also my friends telling them what happened. I've shared my experience in what was said in the video with people ranging from other content creators, artists and animators, 3D modelers, my own friends, and with the common folks who either know Xander or never heard of him. 90% of them have told me that the video should have never been taken down. On January 19th, I was in a world with a content creator and his friends. Xander and other TikTok creators were brought up during our conversation when TikTok got banned in the United States that night. I told them about my experience, and they told me that the video should not be down. And the video should stay up since, well, if the video is privated, all it's doing is protecting his image and not sharing my experience I had with him. And this is when I decided to pull the trigger and have the video re-uploaded. I want to address the joke that I made Xander uncomfortable with. I mentioned it earlier, and I just want to bring my opinion on this. My jokes and personality were the same before I met Xander, when I met Xander, and after the situation. I have talked to Xander through messages and on call plenty. I have played video games and streamed with him. My humor and personality has been the same throughout. He's never had an issue with my humor. He knows my sarcastic personality. On that call back in October, he showed me where he lived. I put the coordinates of the location he told me, which at the time was some random field. And I never looked into the address more than that because I don't exactly care where he lives. I mean, it's cool, but I don't care. He saw the message, laughed at it, and then willingly, without me asking for it, showed me where he goes to college every day, and then talked about his college in detail. If he was truly scared for his safety, he would have zero issues expressing that after my video came out. And he should have expressed that with me and not taken another $150 from me. Personally, I believe he is not afraid of his safety and is just using it as an excuse for this whole situation. Can my jokes and humor be insensitive and immature? Yes, and I 100% agree with that. But is that still an excuse for Xander to scam me out of money and a working product? No. Another thing I want to add to this video is I had a friend look at the arm who is a 3D modeler. He told me the arm seemed rushed and the arm is not optimized at all, and in fact it crashed his PC a few times while he was, I think, trying to rip it apart. He also wrote in my comments of the video about Xander, and I'll read it out loud. And I quote, "The ARM assets had duplicated elements that hadn't even been edited to match or look cohesive. It gave the impression that the model was hastily assembled in about 2 hours. Furthermore, the ARM wasn't compatible with the NKD Progen model at all, making it even less usable for SOPI's intended purpose." That is all I have for this video. This whole situation should have never happened. I understand my jokes can come off as bad, but I believe Xander was never uncomfortable with my joke. He's uncomfortable with being called out. And he tried giving me and the 2 others in that call an excuse for the uncompleted work and the money taken. Again, Xander and I agreed on the amount of $225, and he told me about his refund plan. And again, as a recording, I've only received the $70. for January. And again, I will update the comments when I receive the other 2 payments. The last thing I want to say and end this video on is please do not support this person at all.